Hey, I'm Scotty T from Your Comedy Minute. I am here with Joey Stepp, magician slash funny guy. And this is the first time I've ever had a magician.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you. Thanks for having
You know,
me.
I've had a hypnotist on. I was scared of shit of him.
How long?
A
Who?
magician now, a magician. Holy hun. It's nice to meet you, Joey.
Nice to meet you.
You're in Charleston, West Virginia?
Yes, sir. I live in Winfield. I actually live.
Winfield,
I live
okay.
super close to Bow. I live about 5 minutes away from Bow. But
I I
because go ahead.
I wonder, were you born and raised in West Virginia?
No, I was born and raised in Kentucky. Came.
Okay.
I actually played college football at Marshall. That's how I got into my
Yeah,
magic.
yeah, I heard about that. That's
Um,
how, well, and let's just keep going since we're rolling good. I was going to ask you, when did you start doing comedy or magic? Now, you go ahead because you were in college, you were playing football, right?
yeah. So growing up in Eastern Kentucky, I was just I never liked sports, but it was a distraction of my life.
Okay.
Like things went perfect. I was good at sports, so it kind of kept me distracted. I wasn't the best student. I got lucky enough to get a scholarship to go to Marshall. Before I got my scholarship at Marshall, I was a walk on, and I started bouncing. Every big guy in college is a bouncer, is a door guy.
Okay.
And
All right.
New Year's Eve in 1999, one of our bartenders, it was a little dive bar. One of our bartenders didn't show up, and the owner of the bar came to me and said, "Everybody loves you. I need you to bartend." I'm like, "Shit." His name was Rob Teeter. We call him Teeter. I said, "Shit, Teeter, I don't know how to bartend." He's like, "You can do it."
Yeah.
Literally, I got behind the bar. The bartender showed me how to make three drinks. If they didn't order those three drinks or a bottle of beer, I skipped over them. And I went from making, and again, grew up. We had stuff. In high school, I had a pretty crazy life, but we we were not wealthy, but we were closer to poor than we were wealthy. So I was this college kid who didn't have any money, and as a bouncer, I'm making $70 a night, 7 nights a week.
Wow.
So
Okay.
it's living in the dorms, and then I started bartending. I'm making $200 a night as a bartender.
Wow.
So yeah, so I'm making $1,000, $2,000 a week as a college kid. But fell in love with bartending. I started Tom Cruise in Cocktails, if you remember that movie where they
Yeah,
flip
sure.
bottles. I was ranked in the world in 2007 as far as a flair bartender. I got obsessed
Okay.
about learning how to flip bottles because it was making me money. And I
Right.
saw a guy in Columbus, Ohio. I was probably
Hey,
19,
hey,
20
do
years
you
old.
mind if I take a sip of beer while we're
No,
talking?
absolutely, go for it.
All right, go ahead.
Um, I'm gonna drink a White Claw here in a minute just for views.
No, you pop it now. I don't give a shit.
But I was in
Nobody
Columbus,
watches
Ohio.
these things.
I was in Columbus, Ohio, and saw a magician outside of Easton Shopping Center, and it just hit me. I was like, man, what if I did card tricks while I was a bartender? Because as a bartender, there's
Yeah,
dead
yeah.
time. We're not
Sure.
always busy. So I talked to him for a little bit, and he actually, I wish I knew his name. God, one day I'd love to find him. I probably
Okay.
owe him residual income for over the years, but he gave me a book out of his trunk, and the book was the Encyclopedia of Card Tricks. He's like, man, read this, and that was right when YouTube first started coming out, and so then I was able to get on YouTube and look up videos and that kind of stuff. But I started doing card tricks behind the bar, and even when I do, me and Bo and another guy, EJ from Morgantown, a comedian from Morgantown, have a show coming up
We're gonna
Saturday.
get EJ on. You tell him.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You
I got
tell
you.
him. You tell him
Yeah.
from me.
I've met him. I saw him perform one time. We did a show in Charleston, and I told him I was
All
going to
right,
break.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but
No, no,
there's
no,
so many. Go ahead, keep going.
you're good.
I'm real
But
intrigued by the story
but
because you went from bartending to now you like magic.
yeah, well, I started doing magic while I was a bartender, and it was as simple as you order a beer, I'm gonna pop the top on your beer, and when I take your bills to go pay for your bill, I'm gonna make the cap disappear. And I turned non tippers into tippers.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Hey,
So
listen.
the
Hey,
fun
just
part,
so we're clear, I spent my share of time in a bar, so I know all about.
you know
Hey,
all
man,
about
that
it.
guy's cool as shit. Before you know it, money's being thrown at you.
And then when I learned enough magic, and of course too the one liners, and I get frustrated with the world right now about this crowd work because magicians have been doing crowd work their entire life. Alexa off. That was my alarm. That was my alarm to remind me
Hey,
before
that
15.
was that was pretty damn man. Alexa, get the hell back on. He's boring as shit.
But the one liners in
I'm
the crowd work.
sorry. I'm
No, no, no,
sorry.
you're good. The one
I
liners in the
know
crowd
I'm
work.
good. Damn it. Go ahead. Keep
The
going.
one liners in the crowd work all came from me interacting with people at the bar. someone come up and says something smart ass, I'm going to have something snappy to say back.
Yeah.
Doing my magic tricks, the hardest people to do magic tricks for are people that are drunk, because they reach and they grab and they guess and they do all this stuff. And truly, I had the best training.
I'm gonna drink some more beer. Keep going.
Being in the bar at the end of the night, whenever we'd call last call, I would do like a 10-minute set, and no one cares if it don't go good. It's like your open mic night. Going to open mic night bombing sucks, but it's better than going to a paid gig.
People are crinkled.
So it was seasoned, and truly, Scott, I am blessed and lucky. I went to college at Marshall when social media first came out, and because I was the bartender that everybody wanted to see because I did tricks, my social media following grew real big. And then
let me stop you there, my friend, because this is the point where I bow down and say how wonderful you are. You have over 10,000 subscribers on TikTok.
Yes.
One of your videos is over 167,000 views.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one recently, yes.
Yeah, and let's just, first off, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's absolutely amazing when something like that happens. I mean, and only, it doesn't happen to everybody. I've been very blessed in my life. It's happened a couple times. In other words, I remember you talked about YouTube and, starting out, they had a shorts program. They put me in it. I was monetized. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. One of my videos went to 108,000. Oh my God, I thought it was going to be on Good Morning America.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since then, I've had one of my videos on Instagram go to like 300,000. And the only reason I'm spending a minute on this is because you had a post on Facebook about, you don't understand.
Oh, right. It's frustrating, man.
And brother, 4.5 years in,
yeah,
if you figure it out, you and I will work something out.
Well, and again, the frustration, Scott, the TikTok, it had been 2 years ago. I actually had one video get it's like 2.1 million views. And it was one of the most addicting moments of my life. As far as I work with kids, I'm a school counselor. So we talk about social media, and we talk about.
By the way, I hope you don't mind that I steered us that way, but you kind of leaned
us
that way.
Scott.
I love talking about this stuff because people, over half or more of the kids today, their number one goal is to become a social media influencer.
Content creator. And how, and again, more than anybody, how challenging and how hard is it to, one, come up with content, two, edit the content. It is the most time-consuming part of my life.
Really?
And I'm not. And this is what sucks about being a magician. My magic shows are almost always the same. Like the interaction is different.
Your video that would, just to tell the people about the video on TikTok.
Yeah.
Well, you said there's another one that I didn't see. Over 2 million.
Same trick. It's the same. That's what's frustrating.
Yeah, it's an amazing trick. Do you want to tell the people about it?
Yeah. Well, I want to share the story with you because I think you'll enjoy the story.
Okay.
My girlfriend, who I'm going to marry, basically my fiance, she her brother plays.
Maybe I'll come to the wedding if I'm invited.
Well, it's just going to be a party. I've already been married.
All right, yeah, maybe Bo and Slack Daddy can get me a ticket.
Absolutely.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Her brother plays country music, and he had a gig at a place called the Listening Room in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Okay.
We had a babysitter for 24 hours. We literally got in our car, drove 5 hours to Pigeon Forge.
Okay.
We're going to eat dinner there, watch him play for 3 hours, and we were going to drive home. Crazy, but we're in the car together. I enjoy getting away and seeing different places. I've been to Pigeon Forge before, but we wanted to support a brother.
I know it.
Walking into this venue who has sold about 200 tickets. There's a woman at the front door, and her name's Mary. And I'm going to send you the TikTok. I made a TikTok video about all this. She's crying. She got a name tag on. I said, Mary, what can I do to help? She said, I don't know that you can help me. My 2 bartenders and my 5 servers all quit on me, and the show starts in 20 minutes. And I thought, damn, that sucks to be you, right? And I turned to my girlfriend, and my girlfriend pokes me in the chest. And she's real short. I'm 6'2". She's real short.
Okay.
She's like, you were made for this.
Yeah. I
said, baby, what? Like, I didn't drive 5 hours. I didn't drive 5 hours to work. She said, yeah, but this is everything you're about. Helping people, loving one another, supporting people. Yeah. So I turned to Mary. I said, Mary, I can bartend. And the lady, she's the manager. She said, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Let me get behind the bar and show you that I can flip bottles
Yeah.
and juggle. Like, I may not know how to make all your drinks on your menu, but I can help you get through this night." So the chef comes out, and yes, so the chef
All of
comes
a
out.
sudden, you got Tom Cruise behind the bar.
Well, what's best is I'm a 400-pound man, so it's pretty fun to see it. Me move around.
Yeah.
So the chef comes out and he's frustrated. He thinks I'm trying to scam him. And I know enough about the business. Sir, we're cashless today. Like, I know you guys take cash, but we're not taking cash.
Right.
I'm doing credit cards that your GM can't be mad and can't accuse me of anything. Scott, I bartended for 3 hours. She and her daughter came in. The manager and her daughter waited the tables. Everything worked fine. And at the end of it, she saw me do them. I went out. I carry a briefcase with my magic tricks, of course. And I go out and bring my briefcase in. And she sees me doing magic tricks, and people are going nuts. Yeah. She came up at the end of the night and said, "Joey, when the show's over, I want you to get on stage for 10 minutes. Can you give me 10 minutes? I said, "Mary, my show's an hour and a half long, an hour long. Like, I can give you 10 minutes for sure." I did 3 tricks. I did the water trick that you saw. I did another trick that got quite a bit of attention. And we didn't record the other one. My girlfriend recorded it on her cell phone. And in the original video, you can hear her god-awful laugh through the whole video.
Yeah, I actually heard her laugh. Well, yeah,
right.
Great.
The very first video I posted on TikTok in 3 days got 2 million views. And
that's cool.
It opens up this world. I've booked shows. Huntington Bank's corporate offices in Columbus. They saw someone.
Yeah. Keep talking about that, Joey, because you just posted a thing on Facebook. That reminded me of conventions. I worked for BMG in a BMG convention.
Okay.
Where there's hundreds of people.
Or
in my case, it was the whole country. BMG, Canada, they were thousands of people.
That's awesome. But I've came up on people's For You pages, and they've called me and contacted me and hired me. And again, I don't want to be someone that posts a lot of content on TikTok, but people need to see what I do to hire me. But I posted it, and I get frustrated because every time I post a clip of that video, it gets a lot of traction. I can
mind me talking about the trick, or can you tell the people about the trick you do?
Yeah, in a nutshell, I bring some up on stage, and I came up with this little comedy gag where we play the game Do As I Do. I have 2 cups. The spectator has 2
cups. 2 cups.
Yep,
and you fill the one with water, and
pour the water from one side to the other, and then
I
got a bell that they can't make ring, but I can make ring, and I walk behind the spectator and drink my cup to make it disappear.
Right.
And the whole time the crowd.
You don't have to share the whole thing, but
no, it's okay.
It's cool as hell.
I appreciate it. And
no, it is. And that's why there is so much traction on that video.
Right. And I think too, once people see the first 5 to 10 seconds, they're invested. But it's just fun. I've been so lucky.
Continue. What basically? No, we don't want to give it away. We won't.
They can go.
Unless you want to, it's your
Scott,
deal.
If you go look at the comments on TikTok, there's grown men beating their chests trying to guess how it works. It's the funniest thing in the world.
No, it's cool. But, it's really. Let's not. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put the TikTok link in whatever. A couple of
perfect.
You've actually done the trick a few times with different people, and always same result.
Oh yes, sir. Every one of them gets 20,000 or more. And then, of course, I'll edit beautiful videos, and I think like, oh, this is going to be the one. 200 views, 300 views.
Getting off to our No, I know. I'll do this for you because it amazes me. Because 4.5 years, and I keep saying I'm not going to worry about the numbers. I'm not going to worry about the numbers. But yet it does piss me off.
Absolutely.
When I do something good.
It was exciting to every time I logged on my app, I had 99 notifications, and it's just I could watch the ticker go like on views.
Yeah, no, I had my phone blowing up here, and this is true because, and I'm only going to take a second because it's all about you, but I want to share this with you. I do quickies, I do the lives, but I go out on the porch and I have a batch of jokes written down, jokes I like, and I shoot them. Your comedy minute quickie, just a quick joke. One line, bang, bang, bang. I go out and shoot 10 of them. And I have jokes written down. Some of them, carry over because I don't like them. And then I go out and do them. I don't like them. I like them. And I did this joke. And I mean, it got pushed off like 5 times. What's the difference between a cat and a dog? One of them's a dog. And see, now you laugh, and it is so stupid.
Right.
But yet, and the other thing that's funny and I'll get off and I'll let you go back to.
Oh, you
But
good?
YouTube, 300 views.
Right.
Facebook, Instagram, 17,000.
Right. It's nuts.
It doesn't have any rhyme or reason. It drives me damn crazy.
It's nuts. It
A
is.
joke like that I threw off 4 times. 4 times I could have done it. And I said, and I didn't.
Scott, I'm going to tell that
if you
joke.
can help me with this. Maybe I'm moving to West Virginia.
Friday evening, I'm going to. I play poker quite a bit,
right?
And there's a man who we play poker with that always has some type of dad. He always has a joke, and it's just But of course, I'm not a joke. I'm not a joke teller. I'm more of a storyteller. But I cannot wait to, like, when he comes up with his joke, he's like, I got a good one for you. I'm going to say, what's the difference between a cat and a dog? I cannot wait. Yeah.
Following up with this one. People ask me if I'm a cat guy or a dog guy. It depends on how they're cooked.
I like that one too.
There you go. 2 for 2. Well, let's just go on, because I'm so intrigued by not only, comedy, but magic and the whole thing. Were there comedians, magicians, or whatever that inspired you when you were young and you said, you know what, I want to do this?
Well, staying by myself a lot in high school, I watched Def Comedy Jam religiously.
Okay.
People like Bruce, Bill Bellamy,
right?
Guy Toy, who I met him probably 4 or 5 weeks ago in Columbus. Maybe it was longer than that. But I always loved comedy, and being a troubled kid who was dealing with stuff that I didn't know how to deal with, laughter was my medicine. I knew early on, laughter was my medicine. I wish, and I should try. I could do it, but I couldn't do it well. But for me to go out on stage without a deck of cards, without any props, I would, and I'm saying this as humble as I can. I've probably done, let's say I've done 2,000 plus shows in my career.
Okay.
If I went out without my props and tried to be funny, I feel like I would bomb. Now I could tell some funny stories. I mean,
I can respect that.
And Saturday night, whenever I go out to, it's my second comedy show that I put on in the theater. It's the second time I've rented out a theater. The first time we sold out.
And this is the adult show.
The adult show, yes, sir. And I go out and introduce myself and thank everybody for coming. And I say, I want you guys to know that what we all three of us have a craft, and these guys set hours and hours writing jokes, and really in this world, you kind of just come up with something that you think that's going to stick, and you throw it at the wall and hope that people laugh. But to be a comedian, they have a different skill set than I ever had, and I don't know that I'll ever have. Like I said earlier about crowd work, I have found, and to me, I think it's all my years of being in the bar, that I have found a knack for doing a magic trick and then saying something really funny.
Yeah.
Okay. And when I introduce myself, I'm a comedy magician. If I make you laugh, that's the comedy side. If you don't laugh, that's magic.
No, but you're a very good magician. Let's move on. Do you have a favorite show? And I don't care if it's, magician or comedy, or I guess it always is the same. But do you have a favorite show? And then, of course, my part, the least favorite show.
Yes.
Favorite show first, and I know there's thousands.
The guy, he's British. A guy by the name of John Archer. He's my favorite magician because he's a comedy magician, and I don't copy him, but if someone ever saw his show and saw my show, they could see
John Archer.
Archer, Archer.
John Archer. Okay.
Just funny. Just brilliant. Everything he does is brilliant. The way he makes people laugh and gets laughs through his magic.
Right.
I just saw a show in Charleston Friday night. His name's Justin Willman. WILLMAM. Willman.
That's okay.
I kept calling him William.
I think you lost the point. Favorite shows that you have done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And favorite and least favorite shows that you've done.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I missed.
No, I no problem, buddy. Because we can get to that, but just favorite shows that you've done you just had a fond memory of that show.
I'm going to add to it because it's the way my brain works. I'm a very emotional man, and
so am I.
My favorite show that I've ever done wasn't my best show.
Okay.
Whew, God Almighty.
Well, don't. Yeah.
No. I'm okay.
Okay.
Just don't. It's okay. I'm totally okay with it. I don't want to make it weird for you.
No, it's all right. I'm gonna drink some more beer. Go ahead.
Yeah, but no, I was at a show one time, and a family member of mine. I'm not very close to any of my family, and I was on this shitty ass stage in Madison, West Virginia, which is a great festival. It's the West Virginia Co Festival. It's
Okay.
about 95 degrees. The sun's beating down on me. They've
Okay.
got folding chairs out, and they built a makeshift stage for me.
Yeah.
And I'm
Feel
doing
like
this
West Virginia.
right. It's a family show. It's in a gravel park. It's a gravel park. And it's a family show. And then I see this woman being wheeled in a wheelchair, and she is, I call her Aunt Janetta. She's not my aunt, but that's
Aunt Janetta. Okay.
and I think she's 90, maybe 91 years old. And her and my entire family came to see me, drove to see me because
Okay.
they,
Okay.
and that was my favorite moment. And I truly,
Okay.
in a 30-minute set, I probably cried 10 minutes of it because I couldn't get over the fact I've never
All
really,
right. All right. All right. All right. All right. I
never really
got
been
it. All
with it.
right.
And then
Boy, look at the time. I got to rearrange my sock drawer. All right. It's
the
time
other,
for the least favorite show.
well, I
One
want
where
to
they were throwing bananas at you.
I want to tell you my favorite trick though, my favorite magic moment. I do a routine where I can get into people's locked iPhones. Okay, and it's you can find it on YouTube. Like it's a common
Okay.
trick, but you use your calculator, you put a number in, you put another
Yeah,
number,
I have seen. I saw that today.
and I can unlock someone's phone. I was in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, doing a show for Middle Tennessee State students, and
Okay.
doing this routine for a girl, and her passcode is actually my passcode. We have the same passcode.
Are you kidding me?
What are the fucking odds out of a right? And it's
Okay.
really, we've all had the clips where, man, if I videoed that, it would be gold. And this was before I videoed any of my content. But
Yeah.
so I got her phone, and there's a way that I peek at the screen to note like the way that I learned her passcode, and I'm like thinking,
Right.
like, holy shit. So then in front of, there's probably about 200 people. I said, honey, I want you to go over to the table and get my phone. And we held it up to the crowd. I said, I'm going to hold your phone and put my passcode in your phone. You put your
Oh wow.
and in front of everybody, both of her phones unlocked. And the place, like, I stopped
Oh
the
my
show.
God. Yeah.
And it was one of these shows where I'm supposed to do 40 minutes and we're at 30 minutes, but I had to end the show because I couldn't have went any higher, as far as getting
Yeah.
people were great. Like they were great.
Okay. All right. All right. All right.
But
Now.
least favorite show.
There we go. Now. Mwah.
God.
Hey, by the way, if you haven't figured it out, I laugh at the wrong shit.
No.
I do. I laugh at Blind Barbie. Blind Barbie is my favorite lately.
Oh my God, ain't that wild?
And Down syndrome Barbie.
Which
Both of those
one of the
those are
Barbies,
still in my crow. They've been in my crow for 2 weeks.
that's my daughter actually. My youngest daughter
Does
is
she have a blind Barbie?
no, but she's kind of
Hey, did he buy the optional dog? You have to
this.
get the dog.
No one should compare. Well, I don't know. He's not a
I'm
terrible.
sorry. Least favorite show. Don't mind me. I'm getting drunk.
Least favorite show's been a while, but the one that comes to mind is I did
and this could be magic where the cards, fell.
well, I did an adult show for a bunch of doctors. It was a doctor's office, and I also you'll laugh at this, but I also do balloon animals. It's easy money.
You can
Easy
do a
money.
couple if you have some balloons there.
So no, they're in the car. So
Right.
I did this show. The guy tipped me $200. Show went great.
Right.
I see the kids coming from downstairs. They had a babysitter downstairs, and I said, hey, since you tipped me so well and I don't have anything going on, I'll hang out for like 30 minutes to do balloons for all the kids. The last kid that I do a balloon for, the mom's with him, and the mom says he would like. She's and I work with kids. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I know.
the helicopter moms and everything kind of pissed me off
Yeah.
because I deal with it so much. He would like to have a blue dog, and the kid's about 8 years old. I'm looking in my bag. I'm saying, ma'am, I think I'm out of blue. I'm sorry I didn't bring enough balloons. I didn't plan on doing it. And she got pissed. Well, you would think if you're going to do a balloon dog for that kid over there, you'd be able to make a balloon dog for my child.
Oh, no.
And I said, ma'am, this is a great opportunity for you to teach your child that it's okay to get something different. I've got yellow. I've got this. And the kid says, well, my favorite color is yellow. So without asking, I blow up this yellow balloon and hand it to him. And she's still bitching. And I said, ma'am, again, like he doesn't even have to, and I've already been paid. I'm like, he doesn't even have to have a dog. And then the husband was the one that tipped me $200. And he came over and he's like, honey, what are you mad about? Well, this guy doesn't have any more blue balloons. And he, of course, set her in her place. I left that show thinking I'm never going to do balloons again. Like I was so mad.
Right.
because I work with kids, I want to write a book, and the title of the book be like, "Parents, it's okay to be an asshole to your kid. We got to learn life lessons.
Yeah.
We got to teach life lessons." But things like that, I've had tricks go bad, Scott. Not so much anymore. But if I ever mess up now, I use some kind of weird joke about like I'm an athlete.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everybody loves LeBron James, and he misses jump shots all the time.
Sure.
Everybody still watches the UFC, and Dana White punched his wife. Something stupid. So I make some type of one-liner like that. But I've been at it so long. It's like where Bo's getting in his career. He's on stage so much that even if it goes bad, he can spin it.
Are you talking? Because let's take a second. Did you just say Bo?
Yeah, Bo Vance.
Let's give props to, because it goes back, and I want to thank Slack Daddy, and I want to thank Bo Vance, and I think Emmy Buttrick goes in there a little bit. There's and I have a history with West Virginia. I love West Virginia. The people there are just now. I will say this, and I'm going to share this with you. When I was a kid growing up, there were so many West Virginia jokes.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Now, and it's funny, as I've been doing this for a while, they call them Alabama jokes or whatever, but West Virginia jokes, my God. But you have to admit, you've done some traveling. Folks in West Virginia, they're special.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I grew up on the border of West Virginia. I'm literally like.
Right, like Emmy Buttrick, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, in my
you know Emmy, by the way?
No, I do not.
I thought you knew her.
In my hometown, they couldn't teach driver's ed and sex ed in the same semester. Right. The donkeys always got tired. But we grew up with stuff like that. I remember being. We went to is University of Cal U, but it's in Pennsylvania. It's the weirdest place.
Yeah. University. I got it.
We were there in high school at football camp, and kids didn't realize that we had shoes in Kentucky and West Virginia. But so jokes forever. And we have a beautiful.
Well, let me just say this to you, and we got to get on to your comedy minute. We're gonna wrap things up here shortly. But Slack Daddy, I have so many people, and I'm not to sound arrogant, but people want to come on and Slack Daddy. The reason that I put him on was he did a bit about sheep and a guy, the sheep, and so. Here in York, Pennsylvania, where I'm at, when I was a kid, maybe 10, 11 years old, a guy had sex with a sheep at the fair.
It's happened.
And it was big news.
Yeah.
So I said, I got to talk to this guy.
Hey,
buddy. Then Bo came along, and here you are.
Buddy,
who knows what's coming next?
I hope.
Hey, by the way, I hope you come back on and it'll do a magic trick or two for me.
I will. I'm sorry that I didn't even think. I'm sorry that.
Listen. It's cool because I'm having a great time. I hope you are. But you come back on and do a magic trick or two.
Absolutely.
That would be cool as hell.
We will for sure.
Okay.
I hope that one day you see Bo. Like, of course, we have a restaurant called Tudor's Biscuit. And Bo has a bit where he talks about Tudor's Biscuits. There's all these different biscuits, and they all have different names. And he talks about softcore porn, and it's the name biscuit. It's one of the funny. I've seen a lot of comedy. It is one of the funniest bits that I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
But yeah,
I'm grateful. We're going to get to your comedy minute, but I'm grateful.
Okay.
No, I'm grateful to Slack Daddy, to Bo Vance, to you.
We also got
to all the people. Because Virginia, West Virginia made a lot of jokes, but man, that's what the people are about.
You also got to know, Scott,
good quality people.
That Bo and I married sisters. Bo's my ex brother-in-law.
What?
Yeah.
now, you just took that whole thing and hey, sis, you up? West Virginia foreplay.
we married sisters, and we married sisters and literally got divorced probably within 8 months of one another.
Wow.
Yeah. So
okay. Here, look. Now I haven't done this, but let's get Bo and you and I together, and we'll do one of these, and we'll talk about that on the next. Yeah, we'll have to do that. I know Bo will do it.
Well, you started with whether or not we had to be careful with my job. That's the conversation that'd get me in trouble.
All right. But let's do it.
We're getting a way to do it though. Found a way to do it.
Joey Stepp, we're getting to that time. You know what it is.
I
Okay.
know.
Joey Stepp, your comedy minute. Go ahead.
Shoot, and again, to talk, I talked earlier about how I'm not someone that does comedy, but I'm a storyteller. I'm one of the only men that you'll ever talk to. I'm 43. I've been circumcised twice. Let that sink in.
Wait. Go ahead. Just keep going.
But no, for real. I'm a comedy magician. I haven't spoke to my mom since I started doing comedy. She just quit talking to me.
Yeah.
She passed away about 6 months after I started doing comedy. No, don't be sorry. Life happened. I call her. I invited her to all the shows. She don't come.
She's
but no.
dead. She's dead.
But yeah, I really have, without doing magic, there's not a whole lot of stuff that I got going on as far as comedy goes. But I really do.
You bring her back to life.
If I'm on stage, Scott, and something bombs, I will. And it's God's honest truth. I was told that I was circumcised as a kid. I had to get circumcised. I had another medical situation going on. I can't talk about it, of course. You don't want to know about it. But at 35, I'm 43, 35, I had to get circumcised again. I don't wish it on my worst enemy. I will brag. They put 28 stitches in it.
Talking about? What in the hell are you talking about?
They had to put 28 stitches in it. I do brag about that.
Yeah, you had a problem with your schnuts.
Yes. We call it wiener. We call it a wiener around here. But when I'm
I
on
you
stage,
I laugh at the wrong stuff.
Well, when I'm on stage and something bombs, because again, I say stuff all the time that not all the time, but I say stuff that people don't laugh, and I'll make a joke like, okay, this is where I tell you about.
Well, you're talking about your schnuts getting circumcised twice. You don't get better than that,
right? I mean, I don't know anybody that's been circumcised twice.
If I had an inch less, I'd have a scar on my ass.
That's that. I went back, Scott, and asked them because I didn't think I had the same length. I really did, but no. I wish that I would have prepared some type of minute for you, but I really don't have it.
Oh no, you've gone 2 or 3 and it's perfect. I got to be honest. I didn't get past mom not coming to pick up her ticket. She's dead.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's just, we all deal with things differently, but
oh yeah, no. And you know what? I don't want to. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to thank you for being here, and I'll tell you what because the one thing that I'm starting to realize. It's only take me 4.5 years. Comedy's comedy,
right?
Magic's magic, and there's. In other words, I don't need to tell you the story about when my dad died and a week later my mom was in the hospital. There's no comedy there. Right. There's just no comedy there. Now you somehow turned it into it. It's like the guy that did the school shooting joke. I've never done a school shooting joke.
Nor would I.
But Mark Trinidad, he made it funny as hell.
Yep.
It's, Well, look, let me stop the recording.
Okay.
Honest to God. Joey Stepp, it's been wonderful having you here. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Come back. You're going to do some magic?
For sure.
Okay. Let me stop the recording and we'll talk a little bit off the air.